Welcome to another TrickingBasics.com tutorial. Today we're going over the gainer hook. It's one of my favorite tricks. It's a gainer plus a hook. Boom. Alright, so let's see that in slow motion. So you do your swing step, gainer, and then hook. I like to hook at the apex of my flip. Anyways, let's go over how we do this. So you want to start out getting into your swing takeoff, however you want to do it. There's a lot of different ways, but you just want to swing, and you want to have a nice big gainer, nice and high, and then at the apex of your flip, throw out the hook kick. Okay, so you want to get all the way up, and you're going to kind of delay the twisting of your hips so that when you do execute the hook kick, your hips will twist on the way down. So you don't want to twist your hips too early because that'll make the hook kick more like an axe kick. Anyway, so here it is again. Okay, great. Let's go over some progressions. The cool thing about the gainer hook is it is a combination. It's you need to have the gainer and you need to have a step over hook. The good thing is if you do a step over hook from a swing takeoff, it's a lot like a gainer hook. So let me explain what I mean by that. So I'm here, right? Swing takeoff. Boom. Step over hook, right? So my foot's here for a normal step over hook, right? Facing towards my target. Now what if I twist it backwards? Just a bit. It's the same as if I were to do a swing takeoff, right? Okay. So swing step over hook is essentially a gainer hook, but slightly more inverted. Okay? So that was a swing step over hook with me trying to throw a low hook. I wasn't trying to actually invert. I was just trying to keep it relatively low, and it still kind of looked like a gainer hook. Okay, so the progression is start out with doing a swing step over hook as low as you can, right? And that last one was about as low as I could get it. And once you get comfortable, you can start throwing your hooks higher and higher, and you'll notice the higher you throw your hooks, the more they start to invert you. So just play around with that. That's the idea to the progression. But once you feel like you can throw them as high as you can, start to throw more of a gainer, and then you'll have a proper gainer hook. The next progression is having a really powerful gainer and landing on 2 feet, or nearly at the same time, both of your feet. The idea for this is if you have a really low gainer, it's going to be a lot more difficult to have a step over hook. Having a nice high gainer is going to allow you to, it's going to give you plenty of time to know when to throw the hook out. Alright, so now we're going to go over some issues with the gainer hook. The first one is trying to throw the hook too early. And you can throw a hook, an early hook, before the apex of your kick. But if you throw it right away and you're rushing through the hook kick, it's going to kill your height. You want to make sure that you set, like any backflip, any type gainer type trick. You want to make sure you set, you see the ground, you're comfortable with the flip, and on your way down, you throw the hook kick out. Once you get comfortable with that, then you can work on throwing an early gainer hook if you prefer. I like it at the apex. I think it looks best there, but that's something to play around with. Again, it is a gainer, so you do need to set. You don't want to throw the hook kick right away. You don't want to whip back or anything else like a normal gainer. The next issue that I see with the gainer hook is not setting at all. If you don't set, if you don't have a strong gainer, it's going to be really hard to do a gainer hook. If you're afraid and you're whipping back and not fully extending in your gainer, it's going to be very difficult to put a kick in the middle of that. So make sure that you do treat the first half of the trick like a gainer. You do want to make sure that you don't twist too early on the kick. You want to make sure that you're keeping your body relatively straight on the way down, which is the most on the way up, which is the most scariest part, and then on the way down is when you turn and execute the hook kick. So it takes some playing around with, but you get the idea. The next problem is kicking too late. All right, if you kick too late, your kick is going to turn into an axe kick kind of thing. And it's just going to be really hard to execute. This also kind of happens, you'll feel like you're kicking too late if you don't twist your hip, if you twist your hips too early, if you anticipate the kick too much. So you do want to make sure you are doing a proper gainer on the way up. You do want to make sure that you're going straight up and you are turning. You're going to be turning 90 degrees, but save the turn until the end. You want that last 90-degree turn to be with the hook kick. So the hook kick has more power to it. It's gonna look a lot better that way. If you turn too early, it's gonna make you kick too late. So that's the idea to that problem there. Other than that, that is my tutorial on the gainer hook, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Here's some angles for you to help you out. Thanks for watching. Take care.